Welcome back to the DFS Deli, the most fun podcast on the interwebs. Saturday night, week 4, secret menu. It is time to break down those contrarian plays to get you to the top of your tournament leaderboards. This is not for the faint at heart, and this is not for you cash game players. We are not concerned about your well-being. We're only concerned about getting exposed to those low-owned plays, those under-the-radar players to get you to the top. And I am joined tonight by my main man, Chill.
I'm here.
Damn right. Reported to work after a long volleyball tournament.
I did. Tournament and Applebee's, damn
it. Well, I'm glad to have you back to talk some DFS fantasy football. Baker is out drinking with one of our friends that know him good and well. He's going to stay out till about 4 a.m. because you don't go out with Nick Hosa and expect to be home at a reasonable time.
No.
So, God, no. Things have not changed. The more things change, they stay the same. That dude's been the same exact guy for the past 20 years since I've known him.
Hosa or Baker or both?
Hosa and Baker.
I mean, I think Hosa's a little more calm. You got to remember, he's got like
13 kids. Yes.
Yeah, dude, he's got a lot. It's a lot.
How he finds time for a night out is beyond me, but
his fiance is really super nice and cool. So we'll give Nancy some credit on that one.
All right, fair. My kids are here; they're in the other room sleeping. So this is the second night that they get to hear me rant about fantasy football. So this ought to be fun. So awesome. Their sleep sounds are like so loud they don't hear me, and then it cuts off at like midnight or like 1 a.m. and then I got to be super quiet, which I normally am because I'm passed out by then. But I'm normally more melancholy on the Saturday shows anyway, because I'm kind of like not in the weeds per se, because I normally have the majority of my lineups like ready to go. Like I just kind of tweak here and there. But like with tomorrow being that London game, I'm going to be like all eyes on Andy's room. So, I got to watch that.
The Andy's room game. Oh, yeah. That's going to be hilarious.
I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued. I'm normally, balls deep into some podcasts by then. Got the gym done, laundry, whatever I got going on Sunday mornings. But I'm gonna watch I'm gonna watch Kyle Pitts actually be productive because Lord knows he can't do it on American soil. So
the targets are there, bro. The targets.
Don't start with me. Don't start with me. I'm just glad we don't have to worry about that dude on tomorrow's slate. So you gonna play some Showdown for the London game?
Dude, if I were just for the brand, I'd put him in as my captain.
Oh, without question. Kyle Pitts captain. Without question.
No, I'm not a very good Showdown player. I feel like if you're playing Showdown, that's something you just have to mass enter.
Yeah, of course.
But
so like, can I tell you a short story?
Sure.
It's real short. So on Thursday, I do the single games on FanDuel, right? Just because I'm at bowling, I'm drinking, just having some fun or whatever. So I'm like, I just want some skin of the game. I play this.
Listen, I do the same thing at volleyball. I throw in 2 Showdown lineups, one for each team, kind of, and if I win, great. If not, great.
Yeah. So like I'm in the $5 one, just threw in $5 or whatnot. And then I sat down with my buddy Corey. I said, Corey, I don't know how this game's gonna go because I was very confused about Lions, Packers, whatever the case is. So I'm like, you know what? The first thing we're going to do is I'm going to put in both kickers, right? Might be a slow-paced game. And then just because everybody's going to get triggered out their mind, David Montgomery is going in this captain spot. Bruh. So I put David Montgomery in the captain spot.
I thought he was out. And then I saw David Montgomery 3 touchdowns. Oh, yeah. I'm like, well, I'm out.
So I was able to fit the Sun God and Jordan Love, right? So I hit save, go up, throw a couple balls, and I'm like, wait a second. I didn't stack Jordan Love with anybody. I just got him out there naked. So I took out the kicker and put in Luke Musgrave, right?
Sure.
Luke Musgrave gets hurt. This lineup finishes 65th place. The optimal lineup that finished in first, that split between 2 people, both kickers, Amon-Ra St. Brown, David Montgomery captain, Jordan Love by himself. I had the optimal saved.
How much would you have split? Or what would you have
in the $5 one, we would have gotten $1,250 a piece.
God damn it.
Yep. Off of one button click. Just one quick, $1,000 loss. No big deal. But the thing is, I'm just going to get it back tomorrow. So,
Yeah, these are facts.
yeah, right. So as you know, we're just going to go position by position, break down our favorite low-owned plays of the slate. And quarterback is going to be kind of tough, only because it is relatively flat for the most part. I mean, we got Josh Allen kind of jumping off the page because we know in the last matchups with the Miami Dolphins over, the past couple of seasons, he's absolutely dominated for the most part. There hasn't been too many games where he's performed underneath value. But the thing is going to be kind of a trend this week with these high-priced quarterbacks, is that can we find somebody that is less owned and kind of cheaper that can produce the same upside, right? So we got Josh Allen with his kind of legs, like we talked about on Wednesday, I do believe. Kind of his ceiling is capped because he is handing the ball off more in the red zone. He's got Lat Murray, he's got Dame, he's got other weapons that he can go to, with the exception of running it with his legs. Because again, in the past, this was 5-yard line, Josh Allen, he's scoring. Like 100% of the touchdowns coming from Josh Allen. Now he's got other guys in the backfield where he feels more comfortable handing the ball off to. So at his price, I don't know if this is going to be the spot where I want to go to Josh Allen. So I guess I'm kind of starting off with a fade as opposed to a player that I'm actually going to play. So let's get your thoughts on the chalk real quick, which is going to be on both sides, Josh Allen, and how are you attacking that?
Yeah, I mean, we're taking a look here. I do have Josh Allen at about, anywhere from 11 to 12% here on DraftKings. That's for both large and small field ownership. So the way that the website I'm on, ETR, goes to, they got Josh Allen, Anthony Richardson, Russ, and Fields. Although Fields is kind of rounding out the rest of everybody else there, so it was mostly the first two. Me personally, I'm probably fading Josh Allen this week. I'd rather play the quarterback on the other side of that game, Tua. Tua's coming in with very low ownership. Uh, you know, it's not a lot. Last week, going back to like weeks before, it can kind of be good and bad. Last week, everybody was on Cousins. The move was Herbert. Herbert was way lower owned. He still had some ownership, but the way I'm kind of looking at it, I'd rather play Tua in that game personally.
And like I said, I think I texted you that the same thing. I'm like, why is there no ownership on Tua when like he's what? I mean, he's QB1, right? Or QB1 or 2 behind Cousins.
Right.
So it's like I get, Buffalo's a tough matchup. It's the road. They're on the road and everything, but like he's got Waddle back. He's got the cheetah. I mean, he's got all the weapons at his disposal.
I mean, he
So
literally he'll never have as many weapons as he does going into tomorrow's game than ever.
right, that backfield massive.
Yeah, I mean, he's got the backfield, he's got the receivers. Um, I mean, I don't know who's going to be the third wide receiver tomorrow. It's probably going to be Robbie Chosen, or
Yeah,
Chosen, I think.
chosen, just just
Cho-
just all him chosen.
chosen. So, I mean, he's gonna have a plethora of weapons. And again, we got to see what we're getting out of this Buffalo defense. Obviously, their numbers look really super good on paper. But I mean, if we take a look at the quarterbacks they've played Zach Wilson, not their fault, and then they've played Garoppolo, and then they've played Sam Howell. This is their first big test of the season. It's in Buffalo, which will help, but I mean, if it's not snowing and it's going to be really nice, that offense can still cook for the Miami side. So,
I agree, but the only thing that really scares me about this game, and honestly, like the way I've been building this week, I've been building without this game in mind. I'm gonna be 100% real with you. So I think from a real life perspective, this is a fantastic game. It's a divisional. It's for supremacy of the East for right now. But like, and that's the thing that's kind of like getting me away from the game, is because teams tend to play tighter in these divisional matchups. I mean, like the divisional matchups rarely hit the overs. I mean, it's gonna be tense back and like this is the game of the year for both of these teams, and it's only week 4. So I
right.
don't know if they're gonna be playing fast and loose like they would against, let's say, an out of division opponent where the outcome of this game may or not matter down the line in week 17 or 18. You know what I mean? So like I'm not saying that this game could completely fail. I'm just saying that the exorbitant price tags that you have to pay for the majority of the high profile players might be to everyone's detriment. So again, I'm going with the case of I'm probably fading the game entirely, but I think you and I spoke off air about you can get in this game if you want, just at several lower owned pieces. So we'll get to those positions here timely. But like you said, I kind of like if I were to play this game, I would rather play the less than 5% owned Tua, take one or two of his weapons, and then run it back with probably a lower owned piece in Buffalo, like
Correct.
James Cook, Knox,
Yeah.
Gabe Davis, guys like
Yeah.
that, and then
Agreed.
yeah, just go that way. So again, two ways. If you want to attack it with the low owned pieces. If you don't, I completely get why you would consider fading the games.
So, do you feel the same way about the Chargers Raiders game then?
I do, especially with the news that Jimmy G is out now. So I don't. So they're both bad teams. Okay, so the Chargers are good. They're just
They're,
piss poorly coached.
facts. That he's not a good
Yeah,
coach.
I'm sorry, I had to throw in that caveat. The Chargers are good, but
I mean, are the Raiders well coached too? I mean, they're kicking a field goal, you know?
Oh, the Raiders are coached like ass as well. Don't
Yeah.
get it twisted. But like when two badly coached teams go against one another, like either nothing could happen or all the things could happen. So
Facts.
I don't
Um,
know.
but no, I mean, like, I guess depending, and if we don't know in the early window who's starting, I like Aiden O'Connell over Hoyer. If Aiden O'Connell plays, to me, you can play the Raiders pieces. If it's Hoyer, I don't think you can. If it's Hoyer, I think you want Jacobs. I mean, we'll get to running back when we
Yeah,
need to, but if it,
yeah.
I, because like Aiden O'Connell has some rushing upside. Like it's not great, but it could help. I mean, he's at 4K.
Who
And,
is the
I mean,
who's
his ownership could absolutely go through the roof by tomorrow.
if he's confirmed the starter? Yeah, then I think like, but that makes all the other plays significantly better. I mean, like,
Yeah.
what was the week last year with the Colts guy, that loser?
Oh! It was the kid from Texas.
You know who I'm
Yeah,
talking
yeah,
about.
yeah, 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 yeah.
It was like, what does he have to do at 4K? And he did absolutely but nothing. He was awful, trash, got like 6 points, and yeah, kind of just sullied your lineups. But at the same time, it's like, yeah, what can I fit if I played this 4K quarterback? How about you just play a good quarterback and don't worry about that?
Right. What was his
Just a
name?
thought. What is someone an S?
Yeah, I thought it was Sam something.
I don't remember. We'll fact check ourselves later. But let's talk about some other
Sam Ellinger. That's what it
Ellinger.
was.
Yeah. Sam Ellinger. What a piece of trash. Um, so another guy that I kind of came around with since the Wednesday show, honestly, is gonna be Joe Burrow in this one. If no one's gonna play Joe Burrow because of yes, the concerns about the calf and you know everything, I think the cure all for everything is the Tennessee Titans pass funnel defense. So I
Facts.
mean, this is a team that literally leads the league in completion percentage on targets under 10 yards, and that's literally all they did last game was throw under 10 yards from the shotgun. Over 90% of the snaps are in the shotgun. I don't know if that's going to be a trend that continues until this injury gets better, but every piece of that, Bengals offense is viable. So I'm talking, and again, we'll get there with receivers, but no owned Tyler Boyd, no owned T. Higgins. If you want to avoid the chalk with Jamar Chase, there are pieces. So you run in with a stack with Burrow, Higgins, and Tanner Hudson.
Right. Well, I think this might be the only time we would advise it, but like this may be the time if you want to play Burrow, but you're not sure, just play him with Higgins, play him with Chase. Maybe don't double stack him, right? Like, because Burrow and said wide receiver here is already changing your lineup. Even if you play him with Chase, nobody's playing Chase with Burrow.
Right, because no one's playing Burrow. Right, exactly.
Right. So, like,
Exactly.
again, I think on the show we do advocate the double stack, but I think this is a time where if you just single stack Burrow, I think you're fine. I don't think it's a bad idea.
But
I might.
chill.
It might not
Tanner
be the
Hudson is free.
Tanner Hudson is free, and we'll get to that. We'll get to that when we need to. But again, is it the most optimal thing to do to not double stack them? No, but again, if you want to play Burrow with Chase and you're worried about the calf, I think you're good.
Fair. But yeah, I turned around as the week went along. I'm like, it's Tennessee, bro. Like,
they're so bad.
And if you want to run it back, I'm not saying you have to, but every run back is dirt cheap. No Treylon Burks tomorrow. So if you want to get cheap again, Nick Westbrook-Hakini, my boy Chris Moore, Chig is turned into chalk, so that's an auto fade. I'm good, not doing that. And then, there's obviously, I mean, you can play the king, but it's been 3 weeks, man. Is
Tennessee's offensive line is so bad. I don't think it's the Kings' fault.
Okay, I was going to say, because if we got a certain bus to roll up to Nashville, we can do it.
No, I think this one is their offensive line. Their offensive line is not. It's not good.
All right, fair. I won't blame the king.
Yeah, I wouldn't blame our king yet.
Not yet. Small sample.
Because like this is screaming to me like if this continues for them, like is he not like a prime candidate to be traded by the deadline?
Yeah, he'll be traded. I heard there was a small rumor that it might be Cleveland.
Oh, bruh.
If Derrick Henry comes to Cleveland, I'm done. I'll sell out. I'm a Browns fan, 100%. None of this 50-50 or 30-30, 33 for me. Nah, 100% Browns. Sorry, Bills. Sorry, Seahawks. Sorry, Jets. I'm out. I gotta go. I gotta pack up.
I mean, like if Philadelphia doesn't think Swift is the move, no, Derrick Henry in Philadelphia.
Nah, I think Philly's fine.
Behind the best offensive line in football.
Bro. What other quarterback plays you got that you might be considering tomorrow that are low
owned? Yeah, again, we kind of touched there on Aiden O'Connell. That one becomes a little more tricky. I mean, the only other one, again, I mentioned him on Thursday. I'll still mention him here. I'm not against playing Kenny Pickett. And I think I'm not against playing Kenny. Now, the only reason I do like Pickett is because he does have really cheap stacking options. And it's like, what does Pickett allow you to get in your lineup? I think is the basis behind that, right? Like, you can play Pickett with Freiermuth, and you can play him with Pickens. You can run it back with Tank Dell, who's cheap on DraftKings at least. And then the rest of your lineup is basically wide open, and it makes you super different. You could play him with the other Pittsburgh wide receiver. His name is literally just kind of fading me right now. Calvin Austin III? Is that
Allen Robinson.
Is Allen Robinson back?
Yeah.
Oh, he does not?
Uh-huh. He's all good now.
Ooh, I don't know.
Does Calvin Austin supplant him in that role as the number 2? God. Probably, because Allen Robinson is definitely dust.
Right. I hope he does. I mean, but with that being said, like I do like the Pittsburgh guys here. They are playing Houston, and I get Pittsburgh's defense is good. I'm not going to take that away, but CJ Stroud seems like he's one of the very few competent Ohio State quarterbacks.
Yeah. And then apologies.
And I like Herbert. Again, his wide receivers. If you're playing the Chargers wide receivers, play Herbert. Just play Herbert. If you're only playing one, hey, I get it, cool, but like, just play Herbert. Nobody's playing Herbert. So those are probably the guys for me, and then I'll kind of let you go. If you're in the business, I'll kind of let you touch on that one.
Oh, trust me, I'm in the business, but the business is kind of seeming chalky. So we'll talk more about the business when we get to wide receivers because I'm pissed off at this ownership. But before you head over to running back, can I give you one really gross play?
Absolutely.
Like gross.
We like gross quarterbacks on this show, especially since it's just you and I.
Yeah, absolutely. Can I Can I convince you in a Mac Jones double stack tomorrow?
Mm, if
Hear
it
me
has,
out. Hear
if
me
it
out.
it would have, I think the double stack would have to have Ramondre in it.
Hear me out. Hear me out. So this is still one of the league leaders in pass attempts, even though minus the weather game they had last week, right?
Right.
Dallas obviously lost their top corner for the year. This is a team that got beat up on the ground and in the air lightweight by Josh Dobbs. I'm not saying this defense is bad. They're probably still an elite all-world defense. But in bad weather 2 weeks before that, Mac Jones took the hurt business's Eagles to the limit. And if it wasn't for a toe drag swag that was called out of bounds at the end of the game, he probably would have won that game.
So I think the Philly game, I think, gets a little bit of context because I don't care who you are. If Bill Belichick gets months to prepare against you, that's going to be a hard game. I don't care how bad the Patriots are.
I mean, I get it, but comma, he still threw the ball an exorbitant amount of times, and he got to him. I mean, this is an all-world team, still undefeated, and he got to them. So why can't Mac Jones on the road, with coached by Bill Belichick, of course, kind of exploit what some of the weaknesses is that might have got uncovered a little bit by the Cardinals last week? I'm just saying it's gross. It's 100% gross. But if you run out of Mac Jones double stack with like a non-chalky or either a chalky Tony Pollard run back or a late swap from Pollard to like CeeDee Lamb run back, no one owns that.
Who do
And
you
you
think?
could have some fireworks.
Who do you think Belichick tries to take away tomorrow? CD or Tony Pop?
Oh,
Do you think?
I've been debating that.
Do you think he makes the Cowboys pass for 30 or more times, or do you think he just takes away CD and says, "You know what, Brandon Cooks, good luck."
If he's he is smart. I don't want to say if he's smart. That's dumb. He's smart enough to realize that Dakota will go out and lose them the game to the Patriots before they let Tony Pollard win them the game. I think
So,
they take away the run,
so
attempt to take away the run and make them pass.
right, right, and I mean, like, I think the Cardinals kind of showed last week that, like, if you want to slow down Micah Parsons, you just run at him.
Just run straight at him.
You just run straight at him because that's all James Conner did. Like, I watched the majority of that game, and like whether it was James Conner, Rondale Moore. I mean, I think the Cardinals went over for like 200 yards rushing, right? Didn't they? Or
Yeah,
close.
yeah, they got in him. Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
I mean, I know we're gonna segue to running back here, but that's I'm kind of becoming a little bit more intrigued by Ramondre Stevenson.
See, and that's the good thing about that game, honestly, is because it's in the late window. So it's like you can swap off whoever you want. That is going to be because like CDs, no one's playing CD Lamb. No one's playing Ramondre. No one's playing any Patriots receivers. You can forget that. So it's like if you're kind of waffling at one and you got some swaptions, man, listen, you can load up. So if you got like Chargers guys, Palmer, Allen, your chalky guys like Pollard, CMC. If those guys can be swapped off the people in this game, like you said, a Ramondre Stevenson or something like that, man, you could resurrect the dead lineup real quick.
I think. What do you think the most? So, what do you think if you have CMC and Jacobs, you're just swapping the Ramondre at that point?
Oh, without question.
All right, yeah,
Without question. Yeah, you
that
get right the hell off those guys and just get on Ramondre.
yeah,
Easy.
because I mean Kelly's probably gonna have some ownership, so
Yes, Josh Kelly will have some ownership for some reason. I am not playing Josh Kelly. I know Baker in one of the notes said play Josh Kelly on the flop, flop, flop lag. Listen, if Josh Kelly puts me to sleep, all right, good night. I'm cool with that. I'm not waiting. The dude sucks.
yeah, he's not good. Plus, they make him block a lot too.
Yeah, exactly. I
I
know he's
think
not splitting carries with anybody, but like, come on, bro. He's bad.
yeah, I think he would be more of a FanDuel play than DraftKings play.
Absolutely not. Don't play him over here either. Don't
Because
do it.
he gets no receiving work for that offense.
Zero. He has no outs.
Zero.
Literally no outs. I thought I silenced this. Sorry about that. So yeah, I like the first call in the Ramondre for sure. That can definitely be a nice swaption. I don't think I would build around him. It would definitely be if A happens, I switch to B, and Ramondre is definitely part of B.
Right. Like I said, this is most likely, if you have CMC or Jacobs and you need to come back from the dead, you're swapping to Ramondre.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's kind of how I would look at it.
Yeah, so I kind of want you to harp on your Miami guys real quick. Mostert and Achan are coming in pretty low owned. Even after what they did last week, is everyone just scared of this Buffalo team, or is it because of the matchup, or why are people not jamming these guys after what we saw last week?
I mean, I think the way people are kind of looking at it now, like, again, however you want to pronounce his name, A-Chain, H-E-N, however
Achan.
you want, however you want to pronounce it. I mean, the only reason why he got a lot of work last week is because Selvin Ahmed was out. Like, if that dude was active or playing, he doesn't do what he does. Like, this is a guy that was struggling, and he had ball security issues. He had ball, again, receiving issues as well. Um, I mean, I can't. This is kind of one of those situations where if you want to play one, I play the lower owned one and pray. Like,
I mean, that would be must start in this situation, right? Because he's more
ye-
expensive.
correct. I mean, like, yeah, he would be the one. He would be the lower owned one here. I mean, like, I don't think a lot of people are gonna. I think a lot of people are just gonna see 6,500 for Raheem Mustard and just not play him. And
Yeah,
like, I think that's
exactly.
just
Just
the
skip
thing. They're
the.
like, oh, Raheem Mustard 6,500. They're not gonna look at what he's doing. It's just gonna kind of be like, just bias. I think a lot of bias is going into that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and again, like, it's somewhat of a comparison. I don't want to say they're this team to the same effect, but like Miami's like low key like San Fran, where there's a lot of mouths to feed. Like, if this running game really gets going with both running backs, you have both running backs. You got Waddle, you got Tyreek, and it's just like, man, like, who's getting the tote this week?
Mm-hmm.
So
You just play a hand and hope it's the hot one.
I mean, like, and I'm pretty sure we'll cover. I mean, at least I'll cover Waddle in the next section. But like, with this, the person who loses in this offense because of the running game is Waddle. That's whose stats get most affected because Tyreek is going to get his no matter what.
Oh
But
yeah.
Waddle would see a decrease in his stats and usage if that running game is explosive as it was last week.
Agreed. Agreed. And even on the other side of the ball, no one wants to play James Cook either. I mean,
I
he's
love
getting some
I love
ownership,
I
but
love James Cook this week.
I love James Cook as well. I just think that people are just doubting the touchdown upside that could be attached or not attached to James Cook. So, like, you got to remember, like, when James Cook, if this game comes, whenever this game is, and the touchdown regression monster kind of creeps up on him, his touchdowns are going to come from deep. So his games are going to be big. I'm not saying this could be the spot, but again, if you want access to this game that barely anybody is playing, everyone's playing Josh Allen, this would be the perfect spot for James Cook.
Agreed. I love James Cook this week.
Yeah, like I said, I kind of want to fade the game, but at some point, I think I do want to
So,
creep back
I
into it.
mean,
Like, get
like,
Cook and Waddle and like kind of walk away.
I probably will. I don't think I'm gonna fade the game as a whole. Now, if I play Tua, I'll probably have to somewhat game stack it.
Yeah, at that
Um,
point, yeah.
but like, if I'm playing, I want to play pieces from this game, but like, I want to play the lower owned pieces. I want to play Cook. I could fire up a Gabe Davis. Give me Dawson Knox. Like, you can get pieces. You can get non chalky pieces within this, high scoring affair if you see it.
Mm-hmm. Yep, 100% agree. I'm gonna give you two names. All right. I just want your professional opinion on these two names. Okay.
All right.
All right. Can I interest you? And this might sound terrible because he's terrible at football, but he gets Houston. Anybody facing Houston automatically perks my ears up. 19 totes last week. Should be a closely competitive game, I think, even though they're on the road. Can I interest you in Najee Harris this week?
Yeah, because I would be interested in Najee because I can play him in my Kenny Pickett lineups.
Okay, all right. So I got one thumbs up. I got one thumbs up.
Yeah, and
All right, all right.
the only concern with Najee would be Jalen Warren. I've seen Pittsburgh play. I mean, Jalen Warren's he's no scrub.
Jalen Warren is J.D. McKissick.
I mean, like to not to the fullest extent. This is giving me like Tony Pollard Zeke vibes, where Najee Zeke.
Tony Pollard and Zeke were actually scoring touchdowns.
These are facts. But no, I can get behind Najee this week, 100%.
Excellent. Okay. I might consider him the player pool. And for the listeners, maybe a little Najee, sub 5%. Houston workloads there. I mean, price perfect. And can I interest you in a $4,900 back that is going against the defense that got shredded for 8 touchdowns by running backs last week?
Yes, you can.
So Roschon Johnson has been seeing his snap share elevate over Khalil Herbert, which Khalil Herbert he's another one. He's probably just bad at football. I mean, at one point he might have been good. This year he's not good. I think as a whole, this Chicago team is a tire fire, but Denver ain't all that good either, especially against stopping the run. So
he's going to hurt Dale's bold take for the year for fantasy, Khalil Herbert.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So, oh no. Oh no.
I mean, at 4,900, he just has to get in the box.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
He literally just has to get in the box.
Mm-hmm.
No, I don't hate the move at all because it opens your lineup up to some of these higher price wide receivers.
So. Yeah, man, $4,900. Like, sign me up. I can load up some guy at the top like CMC or even get to Pollard or guys like that. Like, yeah, it just opens up a lot. It opens up a lot. So
now, can I interest you so this is the biggest offensive line, defensive line mismatch, meaning the offensive line is way better than the D line.
All right.
You want to go back to Jerome Ford?
I was this close to saying Jerome Ford. This close. I just think the only thing that scares me about Jerome Ford is obviously his backfield mate Kareem Hunt. I mean, there's another week back in the systems, got his legs under him or whatever the case is. And I mean, I witnessed Baltimore get kind of tore up on the ground last week, but that was our one guy. This is going to be a split backfield. So even the opportunities that the time that Kareem Hunt was on the field, he was getting the ball. So if he had just a stranglehold on the workload, I would say I think you could sell me on Jerome Ford. I mean, he's still cheap. He's clearly involved in the pass game, had a receiving touchdown last week and the week before. So it's like, damn it. Yeah. I could play some Jerome Ford. Absolutely.
I mean, he might be more of a DraftKings play because of the receiving floor.
Yeah.
So I can get behind Jerome Ford. Again, this is the biggest O line versus D line matchup of the week. You got the Browns offensive line coming in ranked 6th, with Baltimore's D line coming ranked in 28th.
Yeah, and every time you look up, somebody on Baltimore's getting hurt, whether offense on defense. So, yeah, I mean, it could be a run-heavy script, especially with Deshaun Watson nursing that shoulder injury. So, Jerome Ford.
Yeah. I mean, and if you want the vice versa of that, the biggest D line mismatch is shocker. It's Philadelphia against the Commanders.
Bruh.
Sam Howell is going to be running for his life.
Just wait.
That man's been running for his life all season.
All season. Oh, he's going to set the SAT record. If he doesn't get benched midway through the season, he's going to set the SAT record. There's no doubt about it.
Dude, he gets benched. Give me some Jacoby Brissett to Terry McLaurin.
Hey. I mean, you could definitely sign that up. I agree. Anybody we missed at running back?
I mean, I think we mentioned the Miami guys. I I mean, it's sort of news. You got an opinion on Kamara. I don't really. I don't know if they're trying to ease him back into this.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
there's no one behind him. So it's like he's gonna get the full workload, but I don't know, man. Nah, I'm not doing it against Tampa. I'm taking that
uh,
Eagles game out of that.
and then I mean, we talked about it. If Miles Sanders is out, you do not like Chuba.
He's just bad at football. Like, I'm not playing Chumba. I'm not playing Chumbawamba. I'm not doing it. I
That's
know he's
complete.
dirt cheap. I know he's cheap. I know he's cheap. I know he's going against the poorest run defense. I can't pull myself to do it. I can't do it.
I mean, and again, man, like this is probably the guy I disrespect the most, but like James Conner is playing the 49ers, so it's not ideal. But like all
Dude,
James Conner does,
just gets his.
dude, this is the guy I probably disrespected the most in my life. You couldn't convince me to play James Conner, but that
You
dude
can you
just
can
makes me
add
eat it.
him. You can add him to the late swap list.
Yes, I would agree with that as well. If you want somebody that's probably lower than Ramondre,
Yeah.
it's probably Connor. And Connor's a little bit cheaper too, at least on DraftKings. Yeah, on DraftKings he's $300 cheaper.
Yeah. See, yeah, late swap candidate. Absolutely. I mean, it's a nice late swap. Even though we only got 3 games tomorrow in the afternoon, but it's a nice late swap slate. I like it.
you don't want to you don't want to swap to your boy in the revenge game,
Which one?
Zeke.
Bro, if I'm that buried, you best believe I'm just gonna be like, you know what? Zeke.
Could you imagine if you had the gold dual Patriots backfield?
Bro. No.
you're sitting
No,
there. You're
absolutely
sitting
not.
there. You're sitting there with McCaffrey and Jacobs. The rest of the field, the rest of your lineup bombs. You just go back to back Patriots.
Man, that must have been some tough sledding for me in the afternoon if I had to resort to that. Oh my
Um,
gosh.
that's terrible. I mean, I'm just trying to look. I'm just trying to look at some of these other plays that are at the top of the board, or maybe some of these guys are kind of like middle of the road plays. We know your opinion on Joshua Kelly.
He's
Um,
trash.
would you rather play Madison or Javante Williams or neither? If you had to pick one,
I'd rather play Javante. I mean, you're guaranteed between 13 and 17 touches. You're going against the dumpster fire that is the Bears. I mean, yeah, I'd rather play Javante in that.
I
I
like
want to because he's going to be very, very popular, but at the same time, I don't think he's going to be that popular to be like, shit, I should have just. Fuck. I think when the cards turn over, especially in small field, I think Javante will be way less owned than he should be.
I think I agree with that because I think in small field tournaments everybody's going to be playing. It seems like Kyron Williams, and that just seems like an easy fade for me personally.
Yeah, if they're playing Broncos, they're going to play Russ. So it's like,
Right.
I think Javante is like a prime candidate to be like in
I,
that sweet spot.
I like Javante this week, but I'm probably going to play Madison.
I like Madison too, but I'd rather in a vacuum take
Sure.
Javante.
I mean, in retrospect, both of these guys are good plays. So if you play either one, we get it.
Yeah,
Um,
I think you said it on the show on Wednesday that like Alexander Madison is one more drop away from getting benched.
So the Minnesota coach came out and basically said that anybody who fumbles is getting their ass benched. Because like they have like what is it now? Like they have 7 fumbles on the season through 3 games,
Yeah.
and like they only had 9 all of last year. So like he basically right he basically came out and said, yeah, anybody who fumbles is getting their fucking ass benched. Uh,
Hello, Cameron Akers.
bro, right? Cam Akers.
Yeah. All right, let's slide over to wide receiver real quick. Again, just like I mentioned on Wednesday, this is going to be probably the only time throughout the season you're going to get Justin Jefferson at sub 10%. So if you want to go that way and pay all the way up, I get it. It's pricey, but it's Jay Jetta. So I mean, I wouldn't blame you. So that's like one of the like superstars that you can get at sub 10%. And
I
it
got
might,
I got Jay Jetta at 7%.
yeah, see, sub 10%. Let's get it. I mean, if you want to pay all the way up, but let me go ahead and get this out the way. Okay. If y'all motherfuckers are gonna let AJ Brown and Devonta Smith be sub 5% against Washington,
I mean,
y'all motherfucking minds.
it really it
Expensive it
kind of,
is.
you know what? It kind of sounds like that point in the night where you're alone at the bar, Sully.
Oh man, listen. I don't want to steal the bit. I don't want to steal the bit.
Nah, man. I think we were thinking the same thing because like I was looking at ownership projections on my way home. So like I was thinking AJ Brown as well, but like yeah, the nights get real low. You know, you ran out of one of these. She's looking good, yeah. She's looking good, and I mean, this is a grown fat chick at the bar. She got fat with muscle. All right,
oh yeah.
all right. Like, and you just know it's going to be a wild one. You know, going back to her place, and the fat chicken at the bar this week is AJ Brown.
You got him right. It's AJ Brown. Listen. I'm a quote a famous man or a famous movie quote from a famous man. He says, "Hey man, what would you do if you had $1 million?" And the reply was, 2 chicks at the same time, man. That's it. Yeah, that's it. So AJ Brown and Devonta is coming home with me. I'm gonna have a menage a trois tomorrow, and that's gonna be the business because the business is gonna be booming. Just go ahead and bring the hurt. Go ahead, big old muscly old grown ass AJ Brown in my bed. That one right there. Snuggle up. Like you can't let like. I get it. There's great plays on the slate. You know, everybody's on Keenan Allen. Everybody's on. I don't know about Devontae Adams now. I don't know. I mean, quarterback change. Devontae Adams gonna do Devontae Adams things. I mean, he broke the slate with Jared Stidham before. So I mean, Devontae gonna do Devontae.
Facts.
But you know, Jamar Chase, same thing. Great play. But there's pivots, right? There's pivots right there. Like you don't want to play. If you want to get away from the ownership of Jamar Chase, you can play T. Higgins at no ownership. If you don't want to play Tyreek Hill, there's Jalen Waddle sitting there at no ownership. Like there's pivots there. But you want to give both AJ Brown and the Slim Reaper with the second highest team implied team total on the board besides the 49ers, or are they the highest?
Moment. I will get that information for
It's
you.
one of the two. And you just go let these dudes be unowned? I don't give a damn how expensive it is. Stop being cheap. You got cheap plays at wide receiver. You got cheap plays at running back. You can punt tight end anytime you want. You better find some room for the Reaper and that grown ass man. You better find some room. An honorable mention to Chris Olave, by the way. Chris Olave is going to get wet this week.
I mean, so if you're just doing main slate only, because obviously we take out the Chiefs, it's the 49ers and the Eagles. So 49ers are 1, Eagles are 2, Chargers are 3, Bengals are 4, Cowboys are 5.
So here's what you do. You load up the hurt business, right? Okay? And you bring his boys along with him. Okay? Or you just bring the fat chick home, right? You just bring AJ Brown with you. You have yourself a Brock party, right? And don't bring along CMC with it, and just play the ancillary pieces like Ayuk at no ownership. Debo, if he plays, even if he doesn't play, you can load up Kittle, right? And then you play some T. Higgins, bro. You to the top of the leaderboards, baby. There's pivots everywhere. This is the easiest pivot. This is the easiest pivot week of the year, besides week 2. Last week sucked.
I agree.
This week it's like screaming at us, bro. It's right there.
I mean, like I said, I know I like Aiden O'Connell this week, but like just to put it in perspective, even with the Jimmy Garoppolo news, the point total in that game has only dropped by like half a point.
Right. And Devontae Adams' ownership has gone nowhere. They just shrugged their shoulders like, oh, okay.
Yeah. Also, again, off related note, the Miami Buffalo game has gone up 4 points.
Since when? What did it open as?
49.5. It's at 53.5.
I'm gonna bet the under.
I mean,
And
that's I mean, you once told me that that's the sharp move. So,
indeed, it is the sharp move.
hey, had I actually listened to you on betting the unders, it would have been the Browns Bengals game, and you would have been right.
Hey man, I throw in some nuggets every now and then, man. I do.
Hey man, I'm still trying to learn like the other half of betting football, so I'll take it when I can get it.
I hit my Pat Mahomes one.
You would have, yeah, because they took him out in the third quarter.
I know. I know I did. I'm saying I know I hit the Pat Mahomes one.
Yeah.
I found the number out after I texted you. I was like, "Yep, got that one done." I mean, Pat Mahomes still had a good game, but it was the Bears. Like, come on.
Right. I mean, again, I can't say this enough. If it's Aiden O'Connell, I don't hate Jacoby Myers. Jacoby Myers can come in with no ownership if you don't want to play Devontae Adams. We mentioned Jay Jetta. If you want to go with the narrative of Mike Evans and Marshawn Lattimore, you can play Godwin.
True.
You mentioned Olave. Yeah, I mean, I think we covered most of these guys. Like,
I mean, there's legit some bombs on this slate, bro, that could literally like lose their minds at no ownership.
Would you play Quentin Johnson, or is that like an MME type?
I would, yeah, I would do it in large field. I wouldn't do it in small field. I don't need.
And
to
then
go there.
I mean, since you'll probably be with me on this one, so Philadelphia's secondary has been their weakest point all season. Just gonna toss it out there that Terry McLaurin and Deshaun Dotson are pretty
Jahan,
cheap. Jahan are
Jahan,
pretty cheap this week. I believe Terry McLaurin. Oh, I gotta scroll down here because nobody's playing you. Yeah, Terry McLaurin is 5,300, and I think Dotson is 4,800.
48. Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I'd probably play Dotson because Philadelphia's secondary is not. It's not been good,
Mm-hmm.
but again, like, does he get time to throw? But again, if you're double stacking, one of those wide receivers got to come with you.
Absolutely, I agree. And another point, real quick, before we jump over to tight end, you know who has no ownership? All the Patriots receivers. So again, we try to get weird tomorrow. We try to get weird. Mac Jones and 2 pass catchers, no ownership. Play the chalk the rest of the lineup. You're done.
You would be done.
Just walk away. Just walk away. But yeah, I think I'm just so high on these Eagles guys. If I can fit Olave in those lineups, like, and then maybe like a mini with the God, then I would do that. But that would be a non-Jalen Hurts lineups because those guys are kind of expensive. So that would be more of like the Burrow lineup, or like Burrow, Higgins, then Olave and Chris Godwin, and then kind of build out from there. But I think honestly, it's not honestly. I'm locking in AJ Brown in every lineup, so you don't even need to talk to me tomorrow. If AJ Brown decides not to show up to the game, well, guess what? I'm done for the day. So he will be in every single lineup that I play tomorrow. Period. There's no doubt about that. Full transparency. Hard-earned American dollars, all to Arthur Juan tomorrow.
Fair enough.
Let's see. So tight end, I got a gross one.
Go on.
I mean, I'm stacking up Philadelphia, so I need a run back. Logan Thomas is back.
He is back, and he is cheap. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I don't really hate the move at all there.
Yeah, I'm going to get my cheap run back, call it a day. And on the expensive end, no one's playing TJ Hawkinson.
God, but
he can do worse.
God, he's so expensive.
He's so expensive. That's why no one's playing him. But again, like, people play the expensive card for like Travis Kelce, but you still play Travis Kelce. I mean, this is the number 3 tight end in fantasy football right now, right? Oh, wait, 2. DeHaan Laporta?
Yeah, you would know more on that than I'll
Yeah,
take
so
your
he's
word
right
for
on
it.
Laporta, but like Hawkinson, like I get the price tag. I understand the price tag. But then like when people are trying to build lineups, they're like, nah, fam, I'm good. Like what's really crispy, what's really kind of spicy this week, I'm not gonna do it. But to the listeners, if you want to do it, yo, if you load up a Vikings double with Hawkinson, Jefferson, and Cousins, no one is playing that. And this is a team that's going against Carolina that could literally light them up for 50 if they wanted to.
You're kind of tempted. Why do I like that?
Because it makes sense. Like no one's going to be on that double. Absolutely nobody. And Carolina's runs backs are easy. Like you could have a free square in Chuba Hubbard, your boy, if Miles Sanders doesn't play. You got Adam Thielen back in the revenge game, right?
Yeah, but I like Thielen way more if it was Andy Dalton.
I know. I know. I
If
was
it's
I was gonna lock in Thielen, but like, no, Andy Dalton ain't playing. Yeah, hard pass.
it's tough. I mean, like Thielen would be the run back, um, but man, it's tough.
What about DJ Shark? Do.
At that point, I would just have to look at the Carolina receivers and flip a coin, I guess.
Okay, fair. Oh, I forgot to mention the tight end section. Or sorry, wide receiver section. Baker says Nico Collins, Tutu, and CeeDee Lamb. All right, I play and Jerry Judy. All right, I said your piece, Baker. I'm moving on. So to stay in tight end,
I do like the Judy call.
I don't because he's getting the ball from Russ. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I like Judy. That makes sense.
Yeah,
I mean, again, any way we can attack the Bears, I'm in.
basically.
Yeah. Anyway, any way, unless it's Alberto, then I'm hard pass.
Dude, Albert O.
um,
What a time that was.
right. Albert O. Chalk. Oh my God.
Oh, what a time! I
What a
played
time to
Albert
be
O.
alive.
Chalk. I
Yeah.
played Albert O. Chalk.
Remember, was it last year or the year before that Adam Troutman chalk that was winning tournaments?
Uh,
He literally scored 0.
yep. It won me. I got second place in a tournament with Adam Troutman getting me 0.
I mean, speaking of bare minimum $2,500 tight ends, we talked about him off air. How's Taylor Hudson looking for you, buddy?
I mean, like again, he's going up against Tennessee. Um, if you're one of those people who thinks Burrow's not going to throw down the field, it kind of just screams, pass to him. Um, he's 2,500. He's at the point. It's like he opens up your lineup.
Mm-hmm.
You're not looking at him like, man, he's gonna get me. He's gonna get me 20, bro. He'd be lucky to get you 10. But like, what does he give you in the lineup? Does he give you Tyreek Hill? Does he give you Jay Jetta? What does he give you?
He gives me AJ Brown. So
So I don't hate that play at all. If you don't want to go on this Dalton Kincaid chalk some more because it's been bad chalk, you just play Dawson Knox.
yeah, I think a lot of touts have been saying just play Knox over it. I mean, he's got more red zone looks, he's got more touchdowns, he runs the same amount of routes. They're the same guy, except Dawson Knox gets the value. He gets the money touches. So like they want Dalton Kincaid to be a thing. He will at some point. He will. Just not yet. Settle down.
And then this would be more of a DraftKings play. But George Kittle's coming in at sub 10 or right around 10. So he's not the chalk. The chalk on DraftKings this week is the Muth, Pat Fryermuth, and the usual suspects in Ertz, Kincaid, and Chig.
Yeah, I was gonna say the Chig is the chalk over on FanDuel.
Do you get weird? Do you play your boy Donald Parham this week? Do you get ballsy enough?
Bro, you always have my permission to play Donald Parham. I literally have played him 3 straight weeks. Like that's the only reason why I actually got some ROI last week. It's because I had a Parham lineup that was with Keenan. It was with I'm sorry, not Keenan. Mike Williams, Herbert, and it was Parham instead of Keenan Allen as the other piece. Or else I would have ran the quad stack.
I mean, but basically, I would think so. Basically, at tight end this week, on DraftKings at least, if you're not for whatever reason playing Pat Fryermuth, you're pretty much different. Like the other two chalkier options are Ertz and Kincaid. So at that point, whoever you're playing, you're pretty much different in
Right.
that spot.
Right. I 100% agree. Shit. I mean, fuck tight end. I'm good. we can slide over to defense. I mean, DraftKings has the Browns mispriced, right? So that's
At,
going to be the chalk, right?
it's the stone cold chalk.
Okay. Okay. So basically on DraftKings, you can do whatever you want that's not the Browns, and you're automatically different, right? So like, I don't have to. Got to point anybody out here.
I mean, truthfully, with the Raiders quarterback news, if you want to play the Chargers, they do have a good value here per ETR.
I kind of do. I kind of do.
I if I could somehow find money to get to Philadelphia's defense, I'll want to.
I know. I know. I agree. I agree.
I mean, other than that, you're pretty much like you said, you're pretty much different everywhere else. Um, yeah, at this point, you're pretty much different if you're not playing one of those. Um,
Now on FanDuel, seeing as how the Browns are appropriately priced, I got the Rams and the Eagles as pretty much the chalk. Everyone else is kind of, middling in the 8 to 5% range. So
Gotcha.
I feel like, again, my favorite play, and I already said it, and I'm gonna keep on saying it. I'm playing the Denver Broncos defense.
Fair enough.
And if not only because Justin Fields is ass, but the Broncos actually have a solid special teams because they have Marvin Mims returning kicks and punts. So he's already got 2 this year. So, I mean, if you want a cheap way to get in the end zone and you kind of want to get, I'm not saying do the double dip and play Marvin Mims and the Broncos defense. But if you want to get weird and double dip and play the Broncos defense with Marvin Mims Jr., I mean, more power to you. I'm giving you permission to do something crazy like that tomorrow. I'm giving you permission. So, just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there. Just throwing it out there.
I don't hate it.
Any other takes at defense before we go ahead and bold it up and wrap it up for everybody's Sunday morning as they're watching the London game, as they're watching Andy's room, the Kyle Pitts in Andy's room tomorrow, running wind sprints because he ain't going to be catching the ball.
I like the Patriots defense.
I felt the same way.
If you want to play the Patriots defense and Ramondre, your lineup's pretty much already different.
Or chill, hear me out. You play Mac Jones. You play Mac Jones, Devontae Parker, and Kendrick Bourne, right?
Dude, Devontae Parker.
and smash.
Dude, Devontae Parker. That
and smash, bro.
Hilarious.
You best believe I'm throwing in the millie with that. I'm rolling up to the millie maker with with Mac Jones.
You gonna play Dale's boy Mike Gesicki?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's Devontae Parker and Kendrick Bourne. Period.
That's fair. I can't even argue with it.
Wait, why not? Just why not? Just roll up. Just pull up. Or here's what I can do, chill, right? So I'll set the lineup with the 49ers side, right? So I would just set it to Purdy and Ayuk and like CMC or something like that. And then if my 1 o'clock people fail, I swap all that shit to Mac Jones.
To the Patriots.
And just go triple Patriots. Get Ramondre, Devontae, and Mac Jones in there.
So what if you just do a 49ers onslaught, right? So you just play Purdy, Ayuk, the defense, and CMC. If the rest of the lineup fails, you just play the Patriots defense. Ramondre, you just flip your onslaught.
Swap it to a Patriots onslaught.
Hilarious.
Dude, load it up. Load it the fuck up.
That would be incredibly hilarious. Probably not optimal. So
probably not optimal. But if you want to resurrect the dead lineup,
like this
do it.
Like this is something that would be in like last place, might get you to the cut line,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like if all my 1 o'clockers bust, like what is it? 5 people. I would run 5 people in the 1 o'clock window, and then the onslaught just waiting. Can just switch that shit to the freaking Patriots. It's going to be hilarious. Now watch. I'm gonna text you at like 3:30. I'll be like, should I get CMC out and put in Ramondre? What do you think? And I'm gonna show you the lineup, and it's gonna be like meh. Then you're gonna be like, nah. And I'm like, okay. And then Ramondre Stevenson goes for $120 and 3. And I'll just be like, well.
Oops.
But yeah, man. Thank you all for listening. Like I said, if you haven't gone to the YouTube version of the video, or the podcast, go ahead over to youtube.com, type in DFS Deli, and go ahead and give us a like and a follow over there. And before we wrap it up, of course, as everyone's concluding their Monday morning or Sunday morning coffee and watching the London game, what you got bold for me? Chill.
Yeah. I fully believe this. So if he plays, if he plays, Aiden O'Connell is going for 303.
I think I just died a little bit inside.
If he doesn't play, then I'll just go with a real life thing, and the New England Patriots upset them boys.
I like that. I mean, mine is easy. If the Hurt Business, Slim Reaper, AJ Brown, if you have those 3 in your lineup, you have 100 points on your DraftKings lineup.
Well, it looks like I'm firing up an Eagles lineup tomorrow. I mean, I was already thinking about it, and this kind of just sealed that.
Yeah. Sell it. You got to sell it. You got to sell it to the listeners. Man. You know?
I will 100% have an Eagles double in my early only. Because in early only, nobody's owned that shit either.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you'll be texting me at 4 o'clock like, bro, got it.
If that stack hits, I cash.
Oh, yeah.
I just cash. I don't even, I just cash.
Like I said, you got 100 points between those 3 players. That's the bold prediction.
And then watch us both
get bonus. Slim Reaper in the bonus. Jalen Hurts will be doing Jalen Hurts things.
And just watch us get real sad when DeAndre Swift has 102 and 3.
Bro, who gets the tush push? DeAndre Swift or the Hurt Business?
Oh, the Hurt Business.
There you go. We ain't got to worry about DeAndre Swift.
Oh yeah, it's the Hurt Business. On 3rd and 2, he's getting pushed twice.
See, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to shut down the shop right after this. So, Sam Howell, strip fumble, ball on the 20-yard line. Touchdown, A.J. Brown. They get the ball back. Strip sack. From the 40, Slim Reaper touchdown. Sam Howell comes back, dumps a touchdown to Logan Thomas, so your run back is alive. All right, so it's 14-7. The Hurt Business run. Get a quick screen pass to the Reaper for number 2. Interception, Sam Howell. They get it back. Round 4, all right, 2 to AJ and 2 to Slim Reaper. That's 4 touchdowns in 1 half. And then they're going to be up so much, they're going to realize that they don't need to run. So DeAndre Swift is not going to be on the field. It's going to be Kenny Gainwell. So everybody that played Swift is already done.
I hope you're right.
I'm just trying to see into my crystal ball here. Which I know that's kind of, not probable, but hell, why not?
Why not?
Why not? Why the fuck not? All right, well, let's go ahead and close up the shop for the night. And good luck to everybody in week 4. And as always, we'll see you all at the top. Peace. Bow.